Hi there, I'm John Mose, UCLA Anderson FEMBA class of 2023. I'm super excited to be done and graduated. I actually graduated back in December of 2022, just a little bit early by taking some extra classes along the way. My time at Anderson, I like to think of it as metamorphic. It really changed me for the rest of my life, and I got more than I bargained for. When I originally applied, I applied as an enhancer, wanting to enhance my career in product management. And I've already talked a little bit about in my commencement audition video, which you can find on YouTube, about my time at Anderson and some of the ways that Anderson changed me. But I really wanted to focus this video on product management and how UCLA Anderson has enhanced my career as a product manager and given me some extra skills. I know that tons of people going into UCLA Anderson want to get into product management. I've done a lot of one-on-ones, and I thought this video would be really helpful for you. The first way that Anderson helped me become a better product manager is they really help you understand how to dive deep into something when there's little information or ambiguity. One of my favorite classes from core was actually strategy with Professor Kao. And without giving away the details, I remember there was this one assignment where we were presented with little information and we actually had to make a recommendation and a strategy recommendation based on that information. After we turned in the assignment, Professor Kao actually walked us through how we could make a better informed decision by trying to track down information. And this is something that I do daily in my job as a product manager to evaluate the products I'm working on and the teams I'm working with. And I know that, regardless of what company you work for, even big tech companies like Amazon and Microsoft, you're going to be presented with little information or ambiguous data, and you have to try to make sense of it. And Anderson really prepares you for that. Though I will give you a quick warning that you might want to warn your friends and family of these newfound skills to kind of make informed decisions with little information. As a quick anecdote, my dad was actually telling me a story recently about my hometown and some news that happened that I hadn't yet heard. And I started asking him a bunch of questions to try to understand the situation better and what was happening in the news so I could make an informed decision. And I don't think he's ever heard me ask him that many questions in a row. So definitely make sure you give your friends and family a heads up of your ability to ask really thought-provoking questions that give you a better informed decision. The second way that Anderson has helped me become a better product manager is by giving me the tools I need to lead. I found myself in my career alternating between a player and a coach, like a lot less cool Roy Kent from Ted Lasso, but Anderson has given me the tools to navigate it with ease. Between the leadership at Anderson coaching and taking double the amount of leadership classes needed for the specialization, I've earned a leadership development specialization. A few classes that stood out to me are Excellence in Execution, Corporate Renewal, taught by Rob Renee, Leadership in Crisis, taught by Seema Yasmin, and Critical Milestones in a Life of Leadership, taught by Noah Goldstein and Peter Guber. All those professors are highly distinguished in their own right, but they also would bring in executives to speak candidly about the moments that define their careers. And even though these classes all focus on different things, I noticed one through line in all of them. And that's really, you have to talk to people to understand not only what is truly happening from all perspectives within the organization, but also to gain buy-in during times of change and crisis. Relationships are so important as a leader, and the relationships that you develop at your time at Anderson and during times of crisis are just crucial, and they're really important as a product manager. Separate from the relationships you build in product management, your network at Anderson is invaluable. I'll admit, before business school, I thought that having a business school network was a little cliche. But my classmates at Anderson have become my lifelong friends. They have similar life goals to me, and they want the same things out of life. On day one at Anderson, Dylan Stafford teaches students to always make a request. So my request of you is, if you're considering Anderson and a career in product management, consider me part of your business school network. Use this video as a jumping off point to get the skills you need to grow in your product management career. Or feel free to contact me on LinkedIn if you want to learn more about the ways that Anderson helped my career in product management that I wasn't able to cover in this video. The advice I'd give myself if I was just starting UCLA Anderson this fall was to take really detailed notes. One of the challenges is when you're working full time and going to school, is it can be really tough to apply all the lessons that you learn in your MBA program in your job during the day. And so I think if you take detailed notes, those will be really useful for you in the rest of your career. I know that I oftentimes still even though I'm done with school, will refer back to my notes and say, what's the best approach to this problem?